What's going on, folks? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and if you've been wondering what Chris Perkins is doing in his retirement or Jeremy Crawford's doing now that he left WotC, again, I don't know if it was confirmed that Jeremy truly retired or just left WotC. Well, we have an answer. They've joined Darrington Press. So the article just came out in the LA Times, and it's summarized over here on N-World. So as you can see, Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford joined Darrington Press. Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford have a new home, joining Critical Role's Darrington Press. The LA Times is the first to report on the news of the pair joining Darrington in undisclosed roles. According to the article, Perkins and Crawford were approached by Critical Role shortly after the news broke that the pair were departing Wizards of the Coast. I was committed to staying with Wizards until after D&D's 50th anniversary, which gave me lots of time to work on succession planning and exit strategies, Perkins told the LA Times. What brought me out of retirement was the chance to work with Jeremy and the brilliant folks at Critical Role on things that have a lasting positive impact on the world. Chris and I talked about his retirement plan for years, so his approaching departure was long on my mind. When we sent the new D&D rulebooks to the printer last year, I felt it was time to explore a new chapter for myself, Crawford added. I love the game and its team, but 18 years is a long time. I was ready for a new adventure. The chapter that we've opened feels like coming home, resuming work with Chris and returning to Southern California. Darrington Press just launched Daggerheart, a fantasy TTRPG that's more narrative-focused than D&D, but also has significant rules crunch. Many have described Daggerheart as a rival to D&D, a comparison that will likely be made even more that Darrington has snatched away two of D&D's primary architects for the last 10-plus years. What's also interesting of note is is this a new logo in the background? Because a lot of us have been saying, Daggerheart doesn't use a D20, but the Critical Role logo is a D20. Could this be a new logo to represent more about in line with Daggerheart? So I don't really know how I feel about this, and I'm curious about your thoughts. Honestly, we've seen a lot of really interesting stuff coming out of the D&D team and them trying new things and approaching new stuff with things like the Scion and things like that, or the Mystic or whatever it's called, psionics in general, which I don't know if we would have seen under Chris and Jeremy. And a lot of people, I feel like I've heard this echoed over the years, and I could be wrong, sound off in the comments. We're glad to see them move on as we're now able to get new blood in, and a lot of the stuff that they were really heavily focused on was kind of antiquated. But then Critical Role goes and snaps up these two, and I'm not surprised. I'm sure the paycheck's probably pretty nice coming from Critical Role. But is that what you want in Daggerheart, which is trying to be a brand new game to break out to be a competitor to D&D? So obviously hiring folks who worked on D&D for a long time makes sense, but also are you going to slowly find yourself shifting more towards like D&D style like mechanics and things because you have two D&D veterans there? It almost to me seems like you'd want to have folks with newer ideas coming in to kind of really make your game stand out as not D&D. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I'll see you all next time.